Hi friends, Principal Rabb-Patterson here on this Monday, September 28th. Today we're going to read Chapter 20 of Writing Chance. Foster was on my mind when I woke up. Usually it was Chance, but this time it was my boy. I just wanted everything to be good again, like it was before when we went out to Blanchard, before I came home and let my guard down. Winston and Drake kept telling me you can't fake it with horses. They can tell when you're all twisted up inside. Well, I was trying to be slick, but I still had to find a place inside my brain for that cop thing. Chance was out in the field rolling around on her back when I got to the stables this morning. I remembered how surprised I'd been the first time I saw a horse do that. Now I knew she was just scratching herself. I just finished mucking out her stall when I saw Alicia standing in the open doorway. Hadn't really talked to her since our argument. It wasn't like I was avoiding her or nothing. Just seemed like our paths haven't crossed. That was funny though, since the place wasn't that big. She was standing there looking up at the sky. It wasn't hot yet, cause the sun was just getting to the top of the trees. When I walked toward her, I could smell the fresh air coming through the open door. You know, that smell when you're outside early in the morning? You can't smell it on the block, but it's there in the park. "What are you looking at?" I said, walking up behind her. She put her finger to her lips to shush me, and a really big bird took off from a tree in front of the barn. She shielded her eyes with one hand and pointed to the bird with the other. "A hawk," she said. "That's why all the little birds disappeared." "You sure do know a lot about nature," I said. "It's not hard. You just need to open your eyes to what's around you." That was easy to do here with the trees and grass and all. Harder to do when I was anyplace else. "I think Chance misses you," she said. She dropped her hand and looked at me. I could tell she wanted to say something else, but she let it go. I'm glad, 'cause I didn't want to get choked up or nothing. "Uncle Winston tells me you're further along with her than you think." "We'll see," I said. "I'm going to let my girlfriend tell me herself." Alicia laughed and turned her head and sighed. "Oh, I almost forgot. I'm having a party in a couple of weeks. Hope you can come. Who else is going to be there?" "Kids from here and some from my school. You'll get an invitation." "An invitation? Sounds fancy." "It's not. That's just Uncle Winston's way of doing things." She saw the look on my face. "Don't worry. It's not going to be all like that. It'll be fun." Other kids had arrived at the stables by then. I walked over to the field to get a closer look at Chance. She was back up on her feet, so I went over to her. I could see her skin rippling as she tried to shake off some flies. I didn't try to grab her or nothing. Just let her look at me, smell me. Maybe that was the way to do it. She started walking around me, so I did the same thing. I walked around her. We were sort of circling each other. I wasn't chasing her, just walking slow. That's when it hit me. The horse smell didn't bother me any more. Winston said it would happen sooner or later. Here it was. Chance stopped, so I stopped. The only thing moving was her swishing tail. Next thing I knew, she took one little step toward me. I didn't want to crowd her, so I took one step back. Then we walked around each other again. I just stayed loose like I did the first day I rode her. We kept going like this until we were coming to each other, not stepping back. Felt like she could see right through me with those big eyes of hers. When Chance was close enough for me to reach, I rubbed her neck. She didn't act out. I didn't either. I wished that everything could feel just like that all the time. I was petting her when Winston came over. "Good job," he said, putting his arm across my shoulders. "You have just the right touch." "Yeah, well, it took me long enough," I said. "Don't put yourself down," he said. "There are other people to do that." I let Chance go then. She didn't run away, just took her time walking back over to the horses. "She'll let you ride her whenever you want," he said. I shook my head, yeah. "I've been meaning to talk to you." I saw that he was starting to sweat. "It's gotten really hot out here. Let's pull up some shade." We walked over to the other side of the barn. The shadows made it cooler. Over in the far field, the polo team was going through their drills. "As I was saying, I think you're talented," said Winston. "I hope you're planning to get serious about all of this." "What?" I said. "About Chance?" He nodded. "Chance, riding, and polo. I want you to play in the exhibition match." "What about my problems with Chance?" "Everybody goes through something like that at one point or another. The important thing is how you come out of it." I should have told him that I still had a lot of other stuff to figure out, too. "I saw you with her just now. That was pure magic. So think about it. I'd be happy to start coaching you for more extensive riding and for polo. Of course, you'll need to get your dad's permission. It'll be a lot of work. He has to be on board." This was coming at me out of the blue. "Okay," I said. "Okay, is that all you have to say?" He swatted his hand at me. I ducked and we both laughed. "We're going to have one powerhouse team at exhibition," he said, playing with his watch. I was worried that after Marcus left, we'd be in trouble. He was talking to himself. But we'll be okay. We'll be more than okay. It's going to be a lot of work. He said that before. I was afraid you and Jerome couldn't work together, but I saw how he helped you out with Chance. We're going to be great. Me and Jerome? I said. Yes, you, Jerome, Willie, and little Keith. So you think everything's cool between me and Jerome? Yes, he repeated. He helped you the day you took off, remember? I sure remembered that day. It wasn't the way Winston saw it. It was never like that. Jerome didn't help me because he was my friend. He only stepped in to make himself look good. I know he gave you a hard time when you first got here, Winston said. He's like that with everybody. He's just insecure, afraid of losing his place. His place? Jerome's bad news. What was Winston saying? Something about not wanting to share the limelight? Oh boy. You'll be at Alicia's party, won't you? He said. There's a lot of people you need to meet. What kind of party is it going to be? He started telling me who all was going to be there and all like that. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be like the parties I usually went to. This was going to be something else. And that is the end of chapter 20 of Writing Chance. Until next time, bye friends.